Everybody, it's what, 19 a.m. and I just hit the go live button, and that's 18 seconds. Let me see if I can do something here. I'm not sure I can get to the camera once I'm live. Anyway, you can't see a thing because it doesn't have night vision. Let's see. I'm not even sure if I'm looking at me or if I'm looking out the front. And I can't see a thing. 1 minute 41 seconds. So I'm trying to maybe get to the camera settings. There we go. Still says I'm live and it still says it's going. Let's see here. Nope, definitely me. And it says I can't turn the flashlight on because the light's being used by the video, but I can't seem to find out or get to any of my camera settings. Ah, here we go. So, it took me almost 3 minutes to figure it out. But here you go, D. I have no big lights. All I have is my phone with my phone light on. And I'm walking out into the NONO woods for a few minutes on my way home from work. Kyle! Whoop! I'm coming in this time. I can't see very far. So I'm just going to come in a little ways. Very echoey in here. Yeah. Here you go, D. Oh, stick break already. Did you hear that? Kyle! Geese across the way, down at the pond. That's like a quarter of a mile away, but I hear the geese going off. I can actually see that little tree right there. I can see probably 3 times further than that. Kyle! Whoop! Stick break was in this direction, so I'll come down this trail a little ways. Kyle! Whoop whoop! Heard another little crack over there. I don't know if that was a stick break or something falling out of the trees. It's actually pretty nice out here right now. It's probably 60, 62 degrees, maybe 65, out of a little bit of a breeze. That was a weird noise. Also off in the distance. It almost sounded like somebody used their voice to go, but it was a like that. And I have no idea. My phone looks like it's doing fine, but I have no idea what this is doing on the live. Kind of daring Dee to do a short live with just her camera and a light on the camera and go in the woods like that. I don't even have other lights. I got my left hand in my pocket. I got no friends. I got no lights. And it does not tell me on my phone. Got bugs. Yeah, it does. I have 61% on my phone. Didn't stop the live when I pulled it down. But I'm still only going to do maybe a 10 or 20 minute thing here. Not out here to do an hour's live. Got to go home and feed the dogs. Kyle! Whoop whoop! Are you out here tonight? It's funny because with my car lights on, you can't see shit with the phone, but with the phone light on, you can actually see out there reasonably well. Not quite as well as when I have my big light, my shop lights, 2100 lumens, and this is maybe 600. And I have no flashlight. You can see in there pretty good for what it is. I'm not going to do my big yell. I don't want to piss them off. There's no running back to my truck from here. Back this way a little bit. There's this other little tiny path over here is more open. This one goes through some pretty thick stuff before I get out into another open place. You can't see anything in there. But this over here is pretty open. See how it looks like it's all just matted down right here? Well, people come out here and sit. Right here they sit down, and then all this garbage and stuff on the ground. There's a 1 gallon milk jug right back there. You can see it right in the dead center of the screen. There's a milk jug hanging in a tree. I don't know if they're trying to catch bugs or exactly what they're doing. Kyle! Whoop! I sent Dee a picture and a small video of a woodchuck in my lawn, about 50 feet from my house, just totally ignoring the fact that there's a cat there, and the cat's ignoring the woodchuck. But of course she saw some little gremlin looking thing sitting on a stump that the cat's looking at. I didn't even think to look in the background of my picture. There we go. Over here. Don't see any poison ivy yet. It's well, there's some right there. Not too bad yet. There's that 1 gallon milk jug. Don't know why it's in the tree, but it is. Someone's probably shooting BB guns at it. Kyle! Here's a pretty good sized live tree that they bent. See this bend right here? It's hard for me to tell if they've done anything new. They did so much, and I found so much last summer that I don't have any idea what they've done new now and what's been here for a long time. I've been in this end of the woods a lot. This thing is bent down. You can see it's been there a long time. It has a lot of the trees growing right up out of it are pointing straight up, so it's been bent down like this for a long time. Kyle! Now most of the trees in this end of the NONO woods, that's all poison ivy right there. So you need to go back this way. Stay on the trail, dummy. You're gonna get poison ivy when you take your shoes off. Hey, Kyle! Whoop! Now, I'm gonna go super slow, just in case the camera can pick up something that my eyes can't see. I feel like I can see better than the camera. But if they're, big bug, if they're cloaking, then maybe the camera can see them better than I can. I'm in a white pine forest that has some hardwoods. And where I'm at, they could literally walk right up behind me and I would not hear them. It's mostly pine needles on the ground. So there's no crunch crunch, and they won't snap. Because they're barefoot, they will not snap anything unless they really want to. That's when you hear this big crack. I don't normally get anything like that ever. I did the first time that I stopped my car and walked down the road down here. I got a big crack, but I get nothing compared to what Dee hears in the woods. And I say, oh well, there's no, must not be Bigfoot then. Well, they're not afraid of her in any way. And they come up and they make noises and they stand right there where she can see them. They aren't going to do that for me. I'm not sure if they know when I have a gun and when I don't have a gun or whatever. But I'm a fully grown human male. I might just as well be a lion in the woods to them as far as it goes. Generally, they don't mess with humans because humans, like I said before, human has this penchant, and they know from days gone by when you mess with humans, and you mess with one, and they find out, and we find out that they messed with them, a bunch of us will come and kill everybody that we find. Every tall man that we do the same thing. You have a shark bite somebody, especially if they get killed, especially if it's a young person or a child. Then hundreds of human beings will go out and start fishing and netting every single shark everywhere until and even after they think they have found the one that did it. So we'd go out there and kill hundreds of sharks, hoping that we got the one that actually bit a human being. Bears the same way. You get a bear attack, next thing you know, everybody's out there shooting every bear. So humans will gang together like ants coming up out of the ground, and they'll try to kill everything around. If the nest gets disturbed, they'll bite anything and everyone. And humans will do the same thing. So you know, I don't feel any safer when I'm out here and I have my friends, other than I know that there are coyotes. And these coyotes that live in upstate New York are big. They're at least as big as a normal German Shepherd, and some even bigger, because New York State decided a long time ago that they were going to start seeding, which means they're letting them loose, letting turkeys loose everywhere. They wanted the turkey population to grow so that people would buy the stamps so that you could hunt turkeys. Well, guess what? If you let turkeys grow and you let them go and they grow up and they make more turkeys, well, now you're making giant coyotes because there are no other predators in New York. It used to be where you'd see more foxes, and then all of a sudden there'd be no rabbits around on the lawn and no squirrels anywhere. And then you wouldn't see the foxes because they moved on, because there's nothing for them to eat. And then all of a sudden you'd see a lot of rabbits. After a couple of years, there'd be a lot of rabbits and a lot of squirrels. And the next year you'd see a lot of foxes and no rabbits and no squirrels, and it would just go up and down, just like that. The predators would come in, eat up all the small prey animals, and then the prey animals would go away, and then you'd start seeing a lot more predators and vice versa. Crazy. But I don't know if this is actually going live or who maybe this late at night. Let's see, I have one little person and 2 likes that I can see. So somebody's watching it. Now the big thing is, when I first moved here in 2015, a couple of years later, I had a good-sized dog, probably 50 pounds. Her name was Sandy, and I had her tied up on the porch. She decided to jump over the railing of the porch, got tangled up there and hung herself, basically, and she passed away. So I carried her out into what I call the nursery. I carried her out into the nursery, laid her down next to this big log, and it was in the middle of the day, probably 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I came back to the house, and if you've watched any of my videos, you know that the very furthest end of the nursery trail back to my house is maybe a 10-minute walk if you're just walking. I walked back to the house to get a shovel, walked back into the woods to go bury her, and she was missing. She was gone. At first I'm like, maybe she wasn't dead. And by the time I found her, I mean, she was definitely gone. And I'm like, what? How did she walk away? And I looked. There were no drag marks. There there was no hair of like coyotes would come and just rip her apart. I mean, there was no drag marks, no hair, no nothing. And I was dumbfounded of what was, did a couple of coyotes grab her and just take her? And not until last year when I really started looking, when I found that well, maybe it was a year and a half ago, that I found that bent over pine tree, that I start thinking of the many times that weird things have happened. And I've found things, and going all the way back to when Sandy passed away. And I went 20 minutes. She was laying out here, and after, she was just gone. There was no drag marks, no hair, no nothing. And I couldn't figure that out. Did you just hear that bird? That's poison ivy. Like Dee likes to show that furry vines are poison ivy. Now I'm showing you the poison ivy leaves of exactly what she's talking about. But there happens to be a pair of safety glasses sitting there. But anyway, there's been Sandy disappeared, and my ex-wife and I were walking. Well, she's not really my ex-wife, I guess. We're estranged wife. We're not divorced yet. But we were walking down this road right here by the NONO woods, and we heard bipedal, heavy, slow walking. Something was walking right towards us from the other side of the road from here, where I say there's always too much poison ivy to get down in there. Something was walking from the other side of the road directly at us, very heavy, not making any other sound, just crunch, 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 like that, walking towards us and getting closer. And it was dark, so we decided to just keep walking down here to where the stop sign is. You can see the stop signs. We walked down to the stop sign. We waited about 10 minutes, and we turned around and walked back, because we didn't even have a flashlight, and all I had was like a 3-inch pocket knife. And we weren't sure what exactly had made that noise. And when we got back to where that was, there was a giant pee puddle in the middle of the road, with the pee still streaming away from the puddle on the road. Way more than a dog would pee. Certainly not a raccoon or anything like that. It was almost like a half a gallon of pee was poured out on the road, and it was streaming away from the puddle. And we thought that was really weird, and we were like, is that like a Bigfoot? Was that a person? What the hell was that? But it was dark out like it is now. But it was like 9 o'clock at night, and we had walked down through, and of course, in the pines, especially back then when cut by the side of the road so close, it was definitely darker in the pines. I can see my car. There's stop signs. But something made a big pee puddle and marked the area where we were standing, and that was, wow, with just the light on my cell phone, you can actually see that turn sign. So 3/4 of the way to that turn sign is where we heard that. And we walked down here to this stop sign here, stayed there about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, and it was dark like it is right here. And we walked back through, and there was a big pea puddle on the ground. So that was probably Kyle. Kyle, Kyle or the DMs took Sandy. And now when I look around and think that they were here this whole time, and I never really noticed or got excited about there's gonna be Bigfoot here until they bent that pine tree over, because that was super proof. I mean, you don't just bend a pine tree in the middle of the road or the middle of the woods like somebody ran over with a car without another tree that fell on it or anything. And it was fresh when I found it, because I walk that path a lot. Since I'm already live, now there's nobody watching, but there's 2 likes. I'm gonna walk down the road here a little bit. Kyle! Whoop! I'm guessing that it sent notifications for the few people that are subscribed. Maybe it was D watching for a little while. Oh, now there's another person. Hello, person. I'm walking down by the NONO woods. I was just in the NONO woods. I just have the phone light. I don't have any other flashlights. I was on my way home from work, and I decided that I was going to prove to D how unscared I am of walking through the woods with just my phone and light in the middle of the night with nothing else. Now I'm walking down the road here where I was just talking about. Down here a little ways, you can kind of see the turn sign with my phone right now with just a little light. I can see it clearly with my eyes, but the phone doesn't seem to be able to see it that well. But from this side of the road, down here a little bit further, something very slowly and something very heavy and very slowly walking on 2 feet was just like crunch, 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 walking towards us from down in the woods. And walking right at us, me and my wife. So we finally decided, when we listened to it for about a minute, probably less than a minute, more like 30 seconds, that it was actually going to come out. Whatever it was getting very close to us. So we decided to just walk from here and go down to the stop sign where I just was. And we waited there for 10 or 15 minutes, and it was as dark as it is here. We didn't have a flashlight. We just had our cell phones, and we were not at the time. We weren't. You can't see into the woods. See, I'm pointing you at the woods right now, and I'm right at the side of the road, and I can barely see with the phone itself. Can barely see the brush and little trees at the side of the road, and that's only like 20 feet away from me. Can barely see that stuff. Can see better down the road because it's lighting up the shiny white line. This time I'm going down through here. I don't have my car running and the car lights on, so maybe I'll get some better noises. This is 29 minutes, and I thought I was only going to be out here about 10 minutes, but so far I did hear a crunch when I first got here, a snap, a wood snap. There's something walking around. I do have a light. Obviously my phone is just doing it, but it's not like I have my car. And my idea at the first times, I've been down here like probably 10 times now, and I only sent one video from here because I haven't heard or seen anything after the first time. But this time I parked my car and I'm walking down here. So right here, right about here, we heard that walking from this side of the road. Crunch, crunch, crunch. So we got a little scared. because it definitely was, whatever it was really heavy and coming right at us. Knew we were there because we were stomping our feet and thinking that it was a deer or, wildlife of some kind, and it kept coming right at us. So we figured that if it was coyote size coming at us real slow, that it was a lot closer than what it sounded like it was. And it's like we thought we should be able to see it with the lights of our phone, but we couldn't see anything. So we booked it to the end of the road, and when we came back and we were looking at the road, there was a big puddle, like someone put between a quart and a half gallon of water on the road, but you could smell it. It smelled bad. But here's that sign is right here now. And of course it looks further away in the phone because I don't have it zoomed in, but that maybe 60 feet away is that turn sign right there. And this is where I've been parking my car, and I've been walking down to that sign or further so the car doesn't sound so loud. If you're hearing a high-pitched squeak, that's my sneakers. They make a squeak, squeak noise. So I'm going to yell, Kyle! Ooh, an immediate whoo. Woo! Did you hear that? That was immediate, so that wasn't very far away because it didn't seem like my voice would have traveled very far before I got that whoo back. And that was out in this direction. Kyle! Can you say, whoop? Whoop! I don't have my car this time. I come down here to talk to you. Oh, when I talk to them like that and I hear my own voice on the recording, it sounds really weird, like I'm talking to a 2-year-old or something. Maybe try to talk to him like normal and not try to talk down to him or like he's a baby or something. I don't know. Kyle, I just want you to come step out. I want to see you just once. If you come out just one time and I can see you, then I won't have to come out here anymore and bother you. If you're out there, Dee wants me to tell you to go to where she is, or tell the ones that where she normally goes to say the word river. River. If you can say that when Dee's in the woods, that would be so funny. Dee will have a fit if you say river while she's in the woods. You say it really loud, say river, like that. I don't know if she'll ever go back in the woods again. But it would be very funny. She told me to have you say river. Because I told you before to go pound on her truck a little bit when she's in her truck, go bang, bang, and bang on her truck. Well, the next thing you know, something grabbed her truck and wouldn't let it leave. And that's way more than what I asked for. So if you did that, or you had somebody do that, that was funny, but it's not real. It's hard to prove that something like that happened. So, you know what? That tree, I'm going to walk up to a tree that's bent out over the road now. That was not like that a couple of days ago. Did you hear that? Something just clucked. It went like that. Back in here somewhere. Now I'm hearing loud breathing off in this direction. Get this. There, now you can see it. I'm hearing or smelling cut wood, but this tree was not hanging out over the road a couple days ago. And there's no good reason why it's hanging out over the road now. Kayo! Are you making noises? Are you making noises out there? Kayo! Can you say, whoop? Now there is a walking path. Right there where that post is, to the left of that, people actually do walk around from where my car is, out through the woods. There's a path that comes this way. And it used to come across right here. Ooh, I almost fell on my face. Wow. Now they like put a bunch of cinder blocks and concrete and garbage right here. But that path used to come straight across, and it looks like they took some kind of equipment and put a bunch of junk in front of where this walks back here. I don't know why they would do that. And down further on the right hand side, this thing used to go out into the woods, come down almost to where, you can't see them right now, but there's arrows that tell you to turn right, almost down to where the swamp is, and come back out into the road. So it's kind of, this was just a loop that went out, went down to the swamp, turned left, and came out back out onto the road. But for some reason, the state decided to block that off. Some reason, with quotation marks here. See, some reason. For a second there, I was actually hearing a little bit of noises. Now I'm not hearing anything. Kyle! Come on, buddy! You can do it! See, look. I'm gonna point the thing up into the sky, okay? See, look, I'm showing you my waist. I don't have a gun. I don't have any bigger lights. I'm just out here for you. I want to talk to you. And there, right there, God, can you see that at all? I'm pointing that up, but there is another tree. That one happens to be busted off right there, but another tree that's bent over the road that was not there a couple days ago. Kyle! The first time I came out here, I heard whistling way off in this direction, because this is a NONO woods, and it goes up a little hill and then down, way down into a beaver swamp, which is 600 yards maybe out through there. And there's a trail, a walking trail that goes right along the edge of that beaver swamp. But I heard some what would have been very loud whistling if you were close to it the first time I stopped with my truck and walked out here because I wanted them to see me, because when they look at me and I look at them, all they can see is my light. So I wanted them to see me, so I was standing in the truck lights, and they went from over there whistling and they walked along that swamp, or at least walked up through towards the big road, and were whistling back to me. And I heard, and you could hear it on the video, it's there. But after that, I came out a couple times, and right down in here, right behind that big tree that you can see, kind of, or maybe it's that one. No, it's that big tree right there. Right behind that is an old chair that was flipped upside down. I flipped it right side up and busted the two legs that were still on it, busted those legs off, and then poured a entire small bag of dog food on that chair. Told them it was for them, and it's, oh man, a lot of poison ivy. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Alright, let's see if I can get over here. I poured an entire bag of dog food on that chair right here. Kyle, are you in here? And as you can see, nothing touched it at all. Nothing. And it's rained a few times since then, but nothing, not even the raccoons or possums or squirrels, and nothing ate that dog food at all. But I tried, I left it for them. Didn't want to piss them off, but I'm not sure they would know it was for dogs. It's just food. I'm trying to leave them some food because I have left them apples, and sometimes they take them and sometimes they don't. Back out on the road now. Heard a wood knock kind of off in the distance, or very light wood knock back this way. Now you can see those two things that have arrows pointing to the right. Now I have one person in here. But I'm walking around in the middle of the night with my phone out here where I know there's Bigfoot here. But there are quite literally 6 or 7 square miles of woods here. Some of it, like what I'm in right now, is state and federal protected wetland woods. Wildlife management area is what it's called in New York. I don't know if you can see that bend. Yeah, you can. There's a bend right there, and then right here there's another bend. But I know there's Bigfoot in here. They bent that pine tree. They took that dog before I could bury it. They walked up on me and peed on the road. There's empirical evidence everywhere in here as far as wood structures. And last year, I don't know if there's 2 people in here now. Last year, they started out where I call the nursery. They started out with sticks that were like a foot long, but they would lean like 10 sticks on the same tree, and just all the way around the tree lean these sticks. Like babies were learning how to do it, and then over the summer the sticks got bigger and bigger and bigger until they were like 10 feet long. And so I came out more and more, And then I finally found Dee on Dee's Dark Adventures, and I asked her if I could play her videos in the woods to see if she could call in the stuff that she's seeing. Maybe if I play her videos in the woods, that it would call in stuff. And it seems to work. When I'm out here by myself, even if I'm being as obviously unobtrusive and non-threatening as I could possibly be, I don't hear much of anything, I don't see anything. But when I'm playing her videos in the woods, especially when I bring the projector out and the sheet so that they could actually not have to be very close to it, but could clearly see Dee and what she's doing, and it's pretty loud. So if there's infrasound or ultrasound or however they may be talking to each other that we can't hear, I was hoping that would bring them out, and it definitely brings them closer. I just heard a stick break, very light one, out in the woods here. And did you hear that? Did you hear that whistle? Back behind me where I just came from was a single whistle. I can't whistle very well. That's about as loud as I can whistle. Now what you're hearing right now is the backup beeper of a tractor trailer. There's an iguana fruit plant down the road about 3/4 of a mile, and you can hear those tractor trailers backing up to the dock. Beep, beep, beep. But I did just hear a single whistle right back this way. Now one thing that I'm thinking may have turned them off from me a little bit, I have seen movement and I have heard them a few times, because if I heard a big stick break, at least on this side here, that side is all full of poison ivy, but this side is got enough pine trees where the ground under the pine trees doesn't promote things to grow very well, that if I heard a big stick break, a grunt, or saw eyes out through here, I would probably jump the ditch and go towards it and say, Kyle, are you out here? I heard you whistle. Did you whistle at me? Did you go? But I did that. I saw in the nursery, I actually thought I saw a silhouette, and I kind of quickly walked towards it, and that may be, as far as they're concerned, a sign of aggression. Dee doesn't really walk towards them. She talks to them and says, hey, hi, and things like that, or I see you. Where I would go over there, and everybody's always writing, because I'm one of her moderators. Everybody's always writing, go towards it, or why don't you go towards it? Well, number one, when you see eyes that are obviously a foot apart and 10 feet off the ground or better, it's not likely that you're going to walk towards it. You try that in the woods. If you saw that, would you actually walk towards it? Now, I know I would, because I have no fear whatsoever. I'm not afraid to die. I would not want to get wadded up by a 10-foot tall being that's 15 times stronger than I am. But I'm not afraid. I want to see, and I'll go there. I mean, it didn't run out of the woods and attack me. It's just looking at me, or I just saw it move, or I just heard it. It didn't come running out at me, so I'm not scared. I will go towards that sound or towards those eyes. But I think that me being a male of my species, that would definitely be considered mild aggression, if nothing else. So I think I made them kind of leery of coming near me, because I will go towards them if I see or hear them. And this thing does not... I guess there is somebody here. Speak Spanish. What? Dial fame. So I didn't think it would show me the things that are being written in the comments, but I guess it is. There's 2 people, 2 likes. And Dial Fame has written a few times. I don't know. I don't generally go live. I did it tonight just to see if I could figure out how to do it. Because I know I'm just, I know my phone skills and my camera skills suck. And I just tend to keep just talking. And believe me, talking to the phone and talking to Kyle makes it a lot less intimidating to be in the dark by yourself. But this is a walking path that humans walk on sometimes. A lot of people go out into the woods at the end, but not a lot of them actually walk down through here because it's kind of intimidating to be in the woods, even in the daytimes. These woods are big and they're dark, but people stay where it's open. They don't come back in here where it's obviously close and closed off. This used to be a really nice walking path, but people use it less and less now, and you can see that in order for me to walk in here now, I have to push all this out of the way. There's all of this has grown over quite a bit. Kyle, are you out here? And I have explained what I call him Kyle for a few times. Number one, I say Kyle a lot when I'm out here and looking for them, so they know it's me every time. They immediately know it's me because I just act like I'm looking for Kyle. And by now they have to know that I'm calling for them to come. Hey, Kyle! I just want to see you. Come on. Like that. So they know it's me every time. That's one reason why I call him Kyle, because nobody else is going to think of that or do that. Especially not in my voice over and over like that. They know it's me. And second of all, I'm old enough where I played the original version of Baldur's Gate a lot. And if you go into this Baldur's Gate city and you're playing around in there, you can hear the people talking in the background, but it's all like mumble, mumble, blah, 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 blah. But one of the things you can understand, one of the person who did the programming for the game, for the outside of the city, his name must have been Kyle, because the only thing that you can clearly hear is somebody yells, Kyle! Every once in a while in the game, you can hear the people talking, blah, 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 and you hear men and women, but then you hear somebody yell, Kyle! So that's where I got the name from and why I say it. Kyle! Whoop, whoop! And I call this the NONO Woods, just in case you don't know. I call this the NONO Woods because down that way a little bit, but back into the woods, is a giant tree structure. And it's the only one like it and that size that I've found walking through these woods in 15 years. And up from it, this towards me, but out into the woods a little bit, just up from it, a couple hundred yards, is a part of the woods where it looks like very big, angry somethings just threw trees everywhere and busted them off. I call that the Angry Woods. And that's just down from me a little bit. The Angry Woods is probably down there where I put the dog food. And down a little bit further from that, like over from where those tourney signs are, is where the NONO trees are, because every time you get close to that big structure, it feels ominous. Very, very ominous. Like you don't want to be there, or like you shouldn't be there. Even in the daytime, it feels like that. So I call that the NONO Woods. And it used to be, especially right after we heard those footsteps and found that pea puddle later, I used to be like scared to even walk down this road at nighttime, even when I had my friends with me and taking a walk. But now that I've actually walked out in the woods and yelled for them and tried to get them to come to me, and been out here, and I was right in here, but in here about 150 yards maybe in there, I sat down on a tree, and it was one of the first times that I played one of Dee's videos. I had the video playing, and it was before I even bought my big shop light. I had a regular flashlight, not a heavy duty one. It was only 400 lumens. I had a regular flashlight. I was playing one of Dee's videos on my laptop, and it was before I even bought something else for it. I had a laptop out there, a little one, hooked to my phone, and I was playing one of Dee's videos sitting on a log, and back behind me something walked up and crouched or sat down about 15 yards behind me, maybe 20 yards. And I was too afraid that I would scare it away or scare it into attacking me. So I just continued You know, I was whispering to the phone like, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Something's walking up. It sat down right behind me. And I was afraid to turn around or turn on the flashlight. I didn't want to scare it away, but after a few minutes, it stood up and walked back the way it came. It was definitely heavy footsteps. So I'm kind of thinking that I have a female Bigfoot or a juvenile Bigfoot that kind of follows me around when I'm in the woods to keep me safe, or is curious. I got a picture of what I think is a female Bigfoot when I walked out through what I call the Dogman Woods, which is the other end of these woods, but way down at my end of the road, where I found Dogman prints and not very much Bigfoot sign. No, you know, big tree structures or anything. I think I just saw eye shine for a split second right up here. You can see the car going by at the end of the road. I looked at the car at the end of the road, and out of the corner of my eye, right in here, I thought I saw eye shine. Of course, this ditch at the side of the road is pretty deep right here. Kyle, are you right here? Did I just see your eyes? Kyle! Whoop, whoop, whoop. Rover, are you a dog man? Rover, are you a tall man or a doggy person? Are you a Kyle or a Rover? Did you just hear that? It was like somebody with a mouth tried to make a bird sound, a chirping sound, but with your mouth, like chirp. It's like on purpose. He said chirp. I heard that and it was right out here. It seems like I should be able to see what made that noise. Ooh, I think I just did. Right up through there, you can see the sky through the woods. That just turned dark for a second. There may be something big up in the trees, because these trees are plenty big enough for a good sized Bigfoot to get up in it. And those where you can see out through the woods right there just turned dark and then back light for just a moment. Kyle, are you in the trees? Did you climb up a tree? Whoop! When I played these videos, now I can whistle. Now I can whistle. But when I played these videos, I play them as loud as either my... I just heard a snap on this side. I play them either I don't hear any walking. But like I said, I play them on a sheet with a projector, and the projector has a speaker that's pretty loud. I just saw eye shine right there. Well, say right there, it's 50 yards away in the woods. Kyle, are you over here now? I'm not chasing you, I just want to see. I just want to talk to you. But I have a pretty good sized Samsung thing that I play the videos on, or the projector, and they're both very loud. Right over here, you can just barely see the trees, but that's where I saw that eye shine from. Kyle, come on. You can come out. I won't chase you. I promise. I won't hurt you in any way. I just want to see you one time. You're not going to scare me if I just see you and you don't come running out after me. But if you just step out and let me see you one time, it's getting foggy. Just let me see you one time. I won't have to come out here anymore. I'm just here to prove to myself that you're here. I see your pretty wood structures. I found footsteps. I found footprints. I think I've seen you out of the corner of my eye as shadows once or twice. I think I've seen eyes a couple times. I did. I know you're here. But until I actually see you, I'm going to keep looking for you, and I'm going to keep bothering you at nighttime. So you can come out. You just come right out, step out, wait a few seconds until I see you. And then you can just walk away, and that'll be it. I won't come out here at night anymore. I won't have to bother you because I'll know you're there, and I won't have to make any more of these videos. And I only make these videos because I want Dee to watch them. She likes to watch the videos, even though I don't catch anything. And she circles a bunch of stuff that I didn't see. Come on, buddy. Even if you're not Kyle and you're a dog man, you can walk right out here and let me see you. I might be nervous, but I won't run. And I won't chase you, and I won't shoot you. I see you one time and it'll be done, over with. One tall man or one rover, and that will be it. All done. And I can move on to the next thing, which is going to be aliens, and I'm not sure how I could provoke them to show themselves, but I'm pretty sure they exist too. But seeing lights in the sky and that kind of thing, I'm not sure. That is not going to prove it to me. I'd have to actually see one, and that would be almost impossible for me to prove to myself that they exist. The possibility that they exist definitely is there, but actually provoking them into showing themselves somehow or proving it, that would be a totally different thing. It'd be about the same as me asking for Jesus to come down and let me see him so I can believe in him. Both of them would just laugh at me. It's like you're supposed to just either believe or not. Not just be curious. You're supposed to have blind faith. Well, guess what? I'm one of those people that don't have blind faith. I need to see. Kyle! I just heard a light wood knock, maybe? kind of sounded like fingernails on tree bark. Could be a raccoon. There's quite a ditch here. I don't know if you can actually tell. It's 3 and 4 feet deep down through here. I don't know why they dug a freaking ditch so deep on the side of the road right here. If you go off the road with a car, you flip the car right over. But these trees in here are far, far big enough for a 6, 7, 800-pound whatever to climb up there. It could be a very big bear could climb right up that tree, and it's a big, big tree. All right. I'm not getting anything enough to keep me here. Okay, Kyle. I'm gonna go home now. And I know you know where I live because I yell every night from my porch and whistle, trying to get you to whistle back. I know you know where I come from. Have a good night, Kyle. Nope, I got 3 people watching now. So, you 3 people that for some reason somehow caught. I think this is my 2nd live, and I'm not sure if I deleted my first live because it pixelated and quit on me a little bit into it. But I've been out here for an hour and 11 minutes somehow. It's kind of funny, walking around in the dark with just my cell phone and no other lights. Walked out in the woods. Walked down the road, trying to be unintimidating and get them to come out and show themselves, but for the sounds that I did hear, there's no definitive thing other than the one whistle that I got. Don't know what would make a whistle like that or chirp like a bird, sounding like somebody said the word chirp. But you can see the distance. On this side is a giant open field, and this is in World War II, it was a secret ammunition plant from down there about as far as you can see those big trees. A little further than that was the actual ammunition plant car. But as far as you can see where the trees meet the sky down there, that is where the actual bunkers were. There's still a few of them left. 8 or 10 bunkers in there, but there was probably 50 at one point. They bulldozed most of them down, but left a few of them. I'm not sure what they're using them for, but the state, this is all, like I said, state and federal protected wetland that New York calls a wildlife management area. All right. Everybody have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Bye-bye.